This is what we call the Komprise Director. It's the user interface console where admins log into Komprise. They point Komprise to all of their unstructured data storage. They do that on the Data Stores tab. Once Komprise has analyzed the data, we give you aggregate information about how much data you've got across different, we call them age ranges. So you may have data that's very hot data. It's been accessed within 1 month, and we show you how much there is. And across different age ranges, as the data gets cooler and cooler, you can see very quickly how much data you have and how cold it is, because Komprise helps you save costs by allowing you to configure management policies to archive or tier that data to secondary storage, which is cheap. So Komprise admins use this interface to configure and monitor their unstructured data management policies. But we now have a new tab here called Workflows, and this is the Smart Data Workflow Manager. You can see I've already got some workflows set up. For any particular workflow, you can see its status by hovering over the progress bar. You can always get details about any particular job, but I'll come back to this. I want to show you first how to set up a workflow. It's very simple. Now imagine the use case is, I've got a lot of input data images. Research has been scanning slides of mouse brains and rat brains, mouse livers, rat livers. And we've trained a couple custom models in order to help AI tell us if particular images that we send in are likely to have potential tumors. And there's lots of different tumors that we've trained the model on. So we can now send tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of images using this automated Smart Data Workflow Manager. The AI engine will come back and say, yes, these files had this tumor, those files had that tumor. We'll then tag those results in our global file index. And then using the deep analytics feature within Komprise, we can easily find the results at any time across different users at any time. So to add a workflow, it's very simple. You click the plus button. There's just a few steps in this wizard. First, of course, we want you to tell us what input data set you want us to scan, to send to your AI engine. Now, it can be very easy and simple as I just want to send this entire filer. I can get even more granular. I can say I want to send this entire share. I can get even more granular. Again, trying to control costs. If I know that, for example, inside research, there's some research archive information, and this has all the images that we're interested in, I could use this as an input data set. Alternatively, for those of you familiar with deep analytics, you can use deep analytics to set up queries to find specific sets of data, save those queries, and potentially use that as an input data set as well. So we give you a lot of flexibility here. But let's say I'm going to start with this research archive directory. Then I have choices in different scanners. We've been talking a lot about AI scanners. For this demo, I've got 2 scanners set up. One is a cloud-based AI image and video recognition system provided by Amazon AWS. It's called Rekognition. We also happen to have a PII scanner because we've gotten a lot of feedback from our customers. Finding PII in data sets is also of high importance and value. But today I'll just stick with a cloud service to show you how easy this is. I pick the content scanner, I get some information. There's a link directly to the Rekognition page if I want to find out more information. I do need to provide some information about my particular instance of Rekognition. So I've got my Amazon credentials, I've got them stored somewhere, and I just copy and paste them. And then I may have a custom model. In this case, let's look at, suppose I want to find now rat liver images. So I'm going to use a custom labels model. That's what Rekognition calls a custom trained model. And the model that I've already set up and trained in AWS is a rat liver model. Now, AWS has these very long identifiers, but of course, once you build your model, you have the identifier, you just copy and paste it in. So now Komprise knows what data set you want us to send to this scanner. The key thing in the workflow is that when the scanner, Amazon Rekognition, finds images that it thinks have potential rat tumors or rat liver tumors, it'll send back labels that we've already defined in the model. Komprise will take those labels, pair them with a key. In this case, we'll use the rat liver. All tags in Komprise are key value pairs. All the results of this particular scan will have the key rat liver. I'm going to set it to 85% confidence. That's what the 85 means. That way I'm kind of controlling. I want fewer false negatives and I want more certain results. Rekognition, of course, can give you some confidence on what it thinks it found based on the model it was trained on. So all the keys or the tags that we'll use will have the key rat liver 85. All the values for this tag key will be the values of the different rat liver tumors that have come back. That's really the heavy lifting of the workflow. After that, I decide, do I run it once? Do I want to run it repeatedly? I'll pick repeatedly because I know that the microscopes are sending new data automatically every night. So I'll send this, have it run every day. And again, to control my costs, I only want the new data that's been dumped overnight to be run through this workflow. Sometimes I may want all the data to be run again if I'm changing parameters, but in this case, I have fine-grained control over my costs. We do provide a default name, but you may want to provide something a little more descriptive, and you can add some description text as well to remind yourselves of what this workflow is doing. That's it. We let you review your settings and configuration. If you need to go back, you can change something. Otherwise, you just click start. Now here it is. The Amazon recognition rat liver 85 is running. The progress so far, it's still queuing things up. Again, it's a cloud-based service, so we've got to establish that connection. We'll start streaming data up into the cloud. You can click on the name of the workflow itself and see its progress. So you'll see that it is running. You get a big progress bar here showing you files remaining. We're just starting. You can click for details here. We've already tagged 74 images that we'll be sending up. So far, we haven't tagged 3,356. So it's a very fast process. We're sending files up into the cloud. Recognition is telling us what it found. We're already coming back and tagging images. Now, as this is running, you can see statistics on the run itself. When did it start? When did it update? When is it finished? And since this will be running on a continuous basis, we'll let you see multiple iterations in the user interface of the past 5 runs, and then you can download a report of all the runs. Since it's already running and tagging, I can show you how you would find the results. So the workflow is continuing. I can monitor it right from the main page. We're showing some progress here, but I can go into Deep Analytics now, and I can start a new query and say, I want to search for those rat liver tags. So already there's some files that have been tagged rat liver. The tag exists, there's some values. So it's finding these potential tumors in those images, and I can select which ones I'm interested in. I could, of course, select them all. So now we'll be searching the global file index for files, images, that have been tagged with those tumors, in this case, the C3H and the C57B. And I find a lot of files. Okay, this is a demo, so the numbers are all made up. I don't actually have petabytes of data behind me to play with. So the emulator just throws back some numbers, but essentially I'm filtering through the data set to find those files that have been tagged appropriately. The beauty of Komprise is not only do we help you find these results now, you can actually mobilize them. You can use this result, save the query, give it a name, rat liver 85. Once I've saved that query, I can use it in a data management plan. I can tier the data if I want to archive it for later use. I can copy it somewhere if there's another lab in another site that needs to look at it. If you are looking for PII and you found some, you may need to confine it or delete it. You can do that too with Komprise. So we let you act on the data as well as finding it. And that's one of the key values that Komprise gives you, that other tools can help you find things, can help you use AI, but none of them put together the combination of the search, the curating, the enrichment of the metadata in our index, and then acting on the data that have been found.